Oh, wow. Right. Okay. Hey guys, Jourdan here. So on one of my Facebook pages, I had asked people to give me topics to talk about, and one of my friends wanted me to talk about maternity leave here in the US and um, all the different, like, the benefits that you don't get. So when I asked her to elaborate, she says in the USA, companies have the choice to offer maternity leave. Being greedy bastards, most of the time they don't, unless you have a higher paying job. Now, a lot of people are biased because they think that you work a low income job, then you don't deserve high income benefits. But I think that giving birth and then making a woman work because she can't afford it is actually more damaging. That child probably doesn't get the same attention and have certain emotional needs met like the lucky children of the upper class. This, in turn, probably helps add to emotional problems later on in life. It's fact the emotional problems are directly linked to educational problems. So basically saying a woman who doesn't deserve to have maternity leave because she doesn't work a good enough job and earned it is basically sentencing a child to a harsher fate as well. Other countries have higher test scores, lower crime rates, and mandatory paid maternity leave. In Australia, companies are required to hold a woman's job for up to 2 years. Basically, in the USA, birth is treated like no big deal, especially when it comes to the lower class. Not all women want to become pregnant. I had 2 babies while on birth control. It ruined my credit score, and caused my homelessness because I had no paid maternity leave. So when I asked her how long she was on maternity leave, she said, I was not allowed to go back to work and had zero income and didn't get any assistance because I made too much money. I find it to be a little confusing. She didn't have a job, so how is it that she was making too much money? That just doesn't seem okay. She should be able to have some form of assistance from the state, something for like childcare so she can go and, I don't know, maybe work, maybe make some form of money. Or how about this? If she's not working, but she's trying to find a job, give her some kind of assistance to help take care of her kids. So when I asked her, you weren't allowed to go back to work, so what did you do? She said, I had to max out 2 credit cards just to pay rent. So basically, our government can give corporations the right to not pay us. They also require you to not come back to work for a certain amount of time, mostly because they don't want to get sued if you bleed out at work from giving birth. And finally, they can refuse financial aid. This woman, she's actually, a fantastic mom. I've known her for a couple years. She now works 2 jobs. But she still doesn't make enough money to be able to pay for childcare. She is currently living with parents, and she's trying to save up so that she can afford a place for her and her kids to where, it's just them. She's trying to get an apartment, but she needs some form of assistance. I get that if you make a certain amount, you can't get cash assistance, you can't get this, blah, blah, blah. However, when it comes to childcare, she literally does not make enough to be able to afford that. So I would think that if she doesn't qualify, by your standards for cash assistance, I feel that she should still be able to qualify for daycare assistance. That way she doesn't have to worry about whether or not she can pay a babysitter. Like, this girl does not feel comfortable having somebody babysit her kids if she doesn't have a way to pay them, which I think is actually kind of honorable in a way. But I definitely think that this is something that needs, it needs to get out there. Women need to be able to have paid maternity leave, regardless if they're lower class, upper class, middle class, whatever. They should have paid maternity leave. And if they're in the lower class, they should be able to get help with daycare assistance. But again, that's my opinion. You can have your own opinion. You can disagree if you want. It's completely up to you. But it is true they should have paid maternity leave. It's just the way it should be. Sorry.